had a secret I swore I'd never tell. No matter how high I flew or far I fell, I told myself for a long time, this is...
We're hoping that we're going to get an audience. The festival seems to be pretty well attended, so, you know, we'll see tonight at 9:45. Luckily, on Saturday, we ran into Michael Reed, a critic from the Times Colonist. He knew about Boyhood Shadows because John Harris, our publicist, had been badgering him relentlessly. As a result, he included us in his Sunday column. A Tougher Sell is Boyhood Shadows, I Swore I'd Never Tell, a powerful, ultimately hopeful documentary about childhood sexual abuse as told through the eyes of Glenn, a survivor who will attend tonight's screening.
One of the amazing things about making this film is, actually one of the amazing things about making any film about a serious subject is how often you deal with the people who are the ones that have been the closest to it, and they tend to have more of a sense of humor about it than anyone else does. I mean, that happens with the films we made on war heroes. That's happened with films we've made on intolerance and discrimination. And in this particular film, you know, the only jokes in the film are coming from guys whose lives really have been messed up by having been abused when they were young children.
People abuse and they don't care. Bottom line is, he's going to get other guys, other boys, and they're going to have a little life like this. They're going to wind up with the house full with fucking papers. This is all about retribution for me.
But not only Glenn, the sheriff, Cam Allen, you know, these guys...
Well, it's not so much that they're making a joke of it, it's that they are saying things that we want to say, you know, like, kill the fucker. And, you know, we say, but when they say it, it comes out real funny.
Yeah.
Or just the things, what do you think should be done to an abuser? What do you think should be done to a molester? Well, I think we ought to take them out and kill them. And then Glenn says, oh, let's herd them all together and put them on an island.
You know, if it was up to me, I would say kill them. I think they should kill them.
In the film, Cam Allen, the deputy sheriff, talks about, you know, how we don't listen to our children.
Right.
And he uses the example of a mother that he actually was investigating the child for building a bomb.
I'm talking to the mom in their living room, and I had no idea this was going on. I go, come on, let's go walk in the bedroom. Oh, there's, you know, metal filings, hacksaw, lengths of pipe, gunpowder, fuses. I go, well, what part of this mystery did you miss? And it's just that. We don't pay attention. We don't ask questions. We don't listen, or we don't want to hear.
As a school teacher, and I tell this every time someone asks me about this film, I said, if every school teacher could see this film, I could have helped. I know now, by looking back at what some of those little rascals were doing in high school, in the classroom, I know darn good and well today they were being abused at home.
What will you do now that you know?
Look at my family. I'm a perfect example. My family is a wonderful family. They love me, and they never had a clue. They didn't know well into my 20s that I was actually both abused and severely addicted. I hid it until it couldn't be hidden anymore. And then, of course, the whole world caved in. And then I tried to kill myself.
What happened last night at the screening, when this man that was probably, I would say in his late 50s, and he didn't have tears coming down his face, but he had tears in his eyes. His eyes were glassy, and they were because of tears. And he just said to me, he took my hand and he held it with both of his hands, and he just said, thank you. Thank you for making this film. And again, it's like, here we are, we're up here, and I know we touched two people. I know that man. It made that man feel whole. And that little girl today, something was going on with her, and she hadn't any place to tell it before. Listen. Even to adults, listen to the things they say. And can I tell a story? I got a phone call 2 nights ago from my cousin, and he said he had a friend come over for dinner, and in the discussion of the film, I came up and this film came up. My cousin said, come in here, let me show you this film. The man sat down, grown man in his 50s, sat down, watched this film, said nothing to my cousin when it was over. He got up and ran from the house. The next day he called him and he said, I'm sorry I acted like that, but it really, really bothered me because it's happened to me. And that, I hope, if we help 1 or 2 other people with this film, it's worth the trauma that we had to suffer, not like their trauma, but just carrying their stories, carrying them for 2 years with us has been heartache.
I had a secret I swore I'd never tell. No matter how high I flew or far I fell, I told myself for a long time, what will you do now, now that you know?